what are the one or two things you would do first, having learned the lessons that you've learned, to kind of get started or jumpstart whatever their agenda or finding their agenda might be? And then the second question is, bringing this back to kind of some of the stuff in looking at your website, do you have access to education for pay rather than learning lessons the hard way that you might be able to tell people listening about that in terms of the product or service available from your company?
For sure. Yeah. Thank you for both of those. Yes, for sure. So in general, I think that I'll kind of take them in reverse order. So yes, I do have products and coaching, things like that. I don't like pitch it and talk about it a ton, but we have 1,600 students around the country. We have a ton in Chicago that own over 200 million in real estate. So I think kind of the proof is in the pudding there a little bit as far as what we offer and being around other people. I tell people we're creating wealth here, not widgets. So it's going to take time, energy, and effort, and getting around other people and just helping me show you the grooved path to become a multimillionaire is worth a lot more money than you're paying me to help you do it. So we do have that, and anybody that's interested, just hit me up on Instagram or contact our website for sure. So wanted to get that out there. Yeah, don't want to make it a pitch fest, but it is. I used to shy away from it, but I've seen the success 2 years in, 1,600 students. I've seen the success of people quitting their job, buying 40 rentals in their very first year, getting their first property under contract ever in the first 2 weeks of being in the program. So I believe in it now. So I don't shy away from telling people about it. So that, and then well, your first question was
really, what are the first one or two things?
Oh yeah, for sure. Okay.
Normally, because once you do the first few, your path starts to diverge, but there's always a very similar starting point for the first couple of steps.
I love that, because people that bugs me, one of the few things that bugs me, I'm pretty laid back guys, people that speak in absolutes, like you have to do this, which is what you alluded to, right? Everybody's path goes in different ways. So if you follow somebody's exact path, right, probably not going to work out very well. However, I do agree there's a couple foundational things to do. And there's two main things I tell people to do. And we alluded to them a little bit earlier, but I want to kind of streamline, package them for what everybody should do if they're wanting to start investing in real estate. This is my opinion on the first two things to do, and then it'll diverge from there. The first is get a base level of knowledge. Listen to shows like this. Go on YouTube. I have a podcast, the Faster Freedom Show. Like, listen to other people that are doing it. You need to get a base level of knowledge to understand, like Larry said earlier, what's the difference between assignments and double closes? What does ARV mean? What's the difference between short-term rental and a long-term rental? Like, you need to get a base level of knowledge. So when you're around other people, when you're learning, when you're researching things, when you're watching videos, you understand the lingo and it sinks in. If you just go all in or try something and don't have that base level of knowledge, you're just going to get confused and it's not going to sink in and you're going to be inefficient. I like efficiencies. I want things to be done quickly the right way. So getting a base level of knowledge, like listening to show every single time it comes out, reading books, listening to other people that have been there. So get that base level of knowledge, to me, is step one. And step two, we alluded to, is get involved in a local community. I think the free path first. Obviously, I have a paid path, but I think the free path first. Go join your local meetups, join your local Facebook group, join your local RIAs. Like, you go into a local Facebook group, which some of them are good. There's knuckleheads in a lot of them too as well. But if you ask for a plumber, you're going to get several plumbing lead sources. If you ask for, somebody to sell you houses, you'll see a bunch of wholesalers that you got to be careful of and make sure the deals are good and underwrite. But still, you're just going to immediately be around other people that are active. And that's especially the case in those local meetups, because people actually driving somewhere and meeting in person and shaking hands. So you need houses. You need houses to buy, to sell. You need insurance agents. You need rehabbers. You need contractors. You need lenders. You need lawyers. You need everybody. And they all meet together in the real estate space, online and in person. So those are the first two steps to me. Get a base level of knowledge always, but especially at first, and then connect with your local community. If you do those two things, you'll connect and you'll have somebody that'll take you under their wing, and maybe that's the direction you go. Or maybe you'll try to get into the house hacking, or maybe the 4 units, or maybe even starts with single families or wholesaling. So again, those are the two things, and then you kind of take it for whatever tickles your fancy.
Or maybe you do a joint venture. Maybe you start out doing joint ventures, and learn that way.